The 30th annual RRSN IFD Northern Indiana Kickoff Classic here on the Regional Radio Sports Network and on 91.1 The Globe, live from Beef O'Brady's Tanner Camp here with head coach for the Mishawaka Cavemen, Keith Kinderin. Coach Henry, in your fifth season here, of course, the one thing that sticks out right away with the team is you lose a great quarterback in Justin Fisher, but you've got a great line up front on both sides of the field, and that's something that I've always learned as someone who's slowly learning football. If a great line can really, really help amp up that offense and defense.
Yeah, so we've got every offensive lineman back that started last year on a team that rushed for over 3,300 yards in 10 games. So it's a really good group of kids. Our offensive linemen go through a lot of pain and suffering throughout the week. Really on both sides of the ball. We put our kids up front through a lot of trouble. So we're really excited about the group that we have, and we're excited to see him get started.
Let's talk about Dawson Owaki specifically, a two-way lineman, a primetime 25 player, of course, so one of the top 25 best players in our eyes in the entire state of Indiana. Just tell us a little bit about the development and the growth that you've seen him make and what it is that you think helps him really stand out in terms of your time here with Mishawaka.
Well, the first thing is he's a good person. He's a good person from a good family that understands the values of hard work, caring for others, and sacrifice. You can't be an offensive lineman and not care for others, not be willing to sacrifice what your wants and needs may be for the good of the group. So he's had a great career. I think this is going to be his best year of football, which is incredible to say because he's had an incredible career up to this point. So there isn't a more deserving kid than Dawson to get the recognition that he's receiving right now.
When you take a look at this Mishawaka team, of course, going into your fifth season, you have to take a look at things that you always want to look at. Summer workouts where you got new guys that come in, new guys that decide that they don't want to play. But just tell us a little bit about how the summer workouts have been going and what's the biggest thing that you've been most impressed with as you get ready for the regular season starting next week.
Well, we've just put our kids through a ton of hard work. We challenged them physically and mentally the entire month of June. We didn't touch football in June. We did something different than we've ever done in the past, which is we just focused on getting tougher, stronger physically and stronger mentally in the weight room and on the track, in the stadium, running stairs. But we did not touch a football. We didn't talk about football in the entire month of June. We gave our kids 3 full weeks off this summer. So for us, it was more about let's maximize the time that we do have instead of taking a ton of time away from them. So we had 2 weeks in the middle of July where we talked about football, where we were on the field every day. I think we got a lot accomplished. It's been a successful summer. We're trying to make sure that we stay healthy for the season. But again, I've been impressed with our group's mentality in terms of attacking the work each day.
Then finally, you guys open up with Mishawaka Marion like you did last year, where you guys handled the Knights by a final score of 43-16. And of course, Mishawaka Marion, as you just talked about with Paul live on the radio, always a good still first week matchup to kind of see where you're at. So just tell us a little bit about what it's like to play Mishawaka Marion in week 1 and what the Cavemen have to really focus on in order to start the season 1-0.
Yeah, well, the score was 16-16 with a minute and a half left in the first half. So the game was a lot closer. We didn't play as many guys both ways. It was, I don't know if you remember that night, it was super hot. And so we were fortunate to get out of there with a win, but just it's become a really nice and friendly rivalry. We got a lot of respect for them. We root for them in the fall, and once the tournament starts, I'd like to think that they do the same. We want them to have postseason success. I was on the sideline in the end zone watching their semi-state game last year, so I really got a lot of respect for what Coach Davidson, his staff, and those kids have done. We're excited about the opportunity to play against them. Obviously, we hope we can figure out a way to beat them, but we know that either way, we're gonna get better because of playing them.
Once again, that's Keith Kinder, the head coach for the Mishawaka Cavemen. Coach, as always, thank you so much for your time and best of luck in the upcoming season.
Thanks so much.